Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for Thoughtcast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the mostest, Chef Steven Gonzalez. What's up, Steve?
Hello, how's it going?
Hello. It's
We
definitely
are being
going.
very formal today.
It's, are we?
Are we?
Are you formal robot today? Formal robot. Steve,
This
what
does
have you
not
been up to,
compute.
man?
Oh, traveling, having fun, doing a
Mm,
little bit of sightseeing, watching some football,
the
eating.
football. Is your football team doing the good things?
Not when we saw them out in my favorite city in America, Philadelphia,
Oh, noes.
but it was a very fun time.
Nice.
Very fun time.
Nice.
Not only did we try new restaurants, we
Mm,
tried one or two familiar ones, and then we did some more fun stuff. So yeah,
mm.
I don't
Love
know.
it.
What about you?
Count it down. So yesterday I went to the North Carolina State Fair. It was my first time.
How was that?
It was fun. It is quaint. I'm going to offend somebody from North Carolina. It's fine. It's smaller. Hold on. Camera cleaning in progress. It's smaller than the Texas State Fair, as most fairs are, which means I spent a lot less money. So hashtag silver linings. I had a great time. Rode some things, saw some stuff, ate some things. Otherwise, I'm really enjoying the cold weather, cooler weather
Yeah,
here in the great state of North Kakalaki. Um,
nice.
it's been in the 40s at night, which has been quite an adjustment.
Yeah.
What was the most amazing thing you ate this week, Steve?
So we did a pumpkin macaroni and cheese
Hmm,
because it's fall now,
sure.
and you got to incorporate pumpkin into everything.
You don't gotta, but go ahead.
So there's a difference, not pumpkin spice, but just pumpkin.
Yeah.
So hashtag not fully
Hashtag
pumpkin
not pumpkin
spice.
spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
How did
yeah.
you do that? Walk me through that.
So you know how typically we've talked about it, and I say, "Oh, I'm not a big fan of the mac and cheeses that have the roux-based sauces."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gave it a shot, and I'm still like, it's good, but it's still not my favorite. And so,
The sun is chasing me, Stephen.
changing
It's
compute.
golden hour and it's going to catch me. All
Yeah,
right.
but yeah, like we roasted off a little pumpkin, the usual oil, salt, pepper, all
An
that stuff.
actual pumpkin,
Like the little ones, not
not
like
a
those
can.
giant ones.
But yeah, an actual pumpkin. I'm
Yeah,
impressed already. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, and so yeah, you just make like your pasta, and then the cheese sauce was like your roux, a little bit of cream, some broth, and Gouda and cheddar. Yeah, I had to think about that one for a sec.
That actually sounds really good. Now, I've done similar where I have either added sweet potatoes to mac and cheese sauce to
Nice.
get some nutrients in, or not that there's anything wrong with mac and cheese by itself, but or butter and squash.
Yeah,
So
I like all
cool.
that stuff.
I love
Yeah,
that.
very simple to the point, and yeah, so that video will be up hopefully sooner than later. And
I did a little bit of the same recently. I made chocolate muffins for breakfast. I used a high protein pancake mix, like from Kodiak.
uh-huh.
Used a chocolate protein shake for the liquid, but for all of the other ingredients that usually would have gone in to convert a pancake mix to a muffin mix, I just used a can of pumpkin puree. It was really great. You know why? Because I couldn't taste the pumpkin. So I got vegetable, I got fiber, I got chocolate. It was great.
Well, next month will be the pie of the pumpkin.
The pie of the pumpkin month.
Yep, I'm excited.
Yes. So
Disregard
what
my
was the
lack of
most amazing thing
enthusiasm.
you ate?
I am excited. Huh?
That was the most amazing thing you ate.
Yeah, pumpkin mac and cheese. Yeah.
Was
And then
there protein with it?
yeah, we did some Texas style chuck ribs. We did some
Mm,
Wagyu chuck ribs,
nice.
boneless chuck ribs, and we
Ribs.
made it very spooky themed. And so yeah, getting ready for Halloween.
For those of you who haven't been keeping up with Steven's content lately, he's been cooking from the kitchen of the damned, and it's really fun. So you should
Speaking of
go.
which, I haven't even been keeping up with my own content.
well,
That's why it's the kitchen of the damned, because there's cobwebs and
well, this
skeletons
girl is keeping up with your content. I'm your hype squad.
Speaking of which, We did one from the vault.
Mm,
Ooh. It's just gonna be an episode of me just like making scary noises now.
it will
But
not.
yeah, like pumpkin pie Pop Tarts. Holy crap, so good! And it's crazy because like when I put that out initially, like I got like a handful of views, and this one
Mm.
has like a whole lot more views. So I don't know.
All the basic white girls finally found your channel. Um,
That's funny.
sorry, sorry,
You,
sorry, not sorry. I'm not sorry.
I still like, I don't have the confidence to do some of these things because it's like you know me, like I just want to be goofy and have fun in my videos, and like instead of doing like the spooky laugh, like the
Yeah,
Vincent Price
yeah.
stuff, I just want to do like the wheezing, like the, but I
You
can't do
should.
it. I can't do it.
It's equally terrifying. It's all right. You should do it. It's creepy. Yeah. I think I shared with you a couple of episodes ago that I had made a big batch of what I called chili soup. Not technically chili, but chili-esque, chili-ish. And that is the thing, that is the gift that keeps on giving because it tastes even better after you froze it for a while. And that is probably the most amazing thing I've eaten this week was a big Frito pie. I sent Steve a photo right before we started recording.
And
So
it looked amazing.
it was shredded cheddar cheese. There was sour cream under there, Fritos, like can't go wrong. The weather's perfect for today. I think it's 58 outside. I was like, yeah, we're doing chili things. Once again, it's not real chili because it had beans and corn in it. But what it did do was it probably got me 7 meals by the time it was all said and done. So
How many?
Cool. 7.
That's what I thought you said.
It was a whole Le Creuset full. So it was like a whole Le Creuset pot full, which is, I think that's an 8 quart. So I think 7 makes sense, I guess. I don't know. So
Good enough. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, 8 quarts, not quite full, but yeah, I don't know, a couple of cups per, and then you add the Fritos, and you're like, it's a whole meal. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All I was missing was cornbread, but no cornmeal in the house, so no cornbread. That's what we're doing. Hashtag Snap Challenge. If it ain't here, I'm not using it.
Nice.
I'm just saying.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well,
So,
Steven, can you tell me
yeah.
about your trip to Philly?
Yeah, I took a plane and went
Did
to
you
this
get
city.
airport Starbucks?
It's a magical city. Anyways, yeah, no, we so this was part of our, I think this is year 3 that we've gone to an Eagles game in Philadelphia. And this was the first time they lost during our visit, which, you know, it's bound to happen. Yeah, I know. It was pretty sad, but
Did you not send them a memo that you were coming? That was like really important that they win, or you not give
it
them
must
email?
have
Or
gone lost in the mail. But like I was very sad and disappointed.
how disappointing.
And we had a good time. But you know, we left at like 10 a.m. and you don't get there until like 7 o'clock at night, 7:30. By the time you get to the hotel and all that, it's already like 8:30. So we went across the street. We stayed at the same hotel as last time, and there's this restaurant called Pizza Vetri. Now we went there last year, and we had to do a couple of favorites, i.e., their roasted beets with like their mascarpone and pistachios, and of course, just magic.
Sounds incredible.
I love beets, and then you put it with like a nice, fluffy, airy, whipped cheese and some nuts. Fantastic, But I felt bad because I think it must have been like 9:30, 9:15 or so, 9:30, and they closed at 10. So we were like, okay, well, we already know what we're gonna order. We'll keep it fast. We know we like beets, and so we ordered that, and then we ordered like a hot honey calzone.
Yeah, you did.
And it was really, really good. So like they use those little pepperonis that cup when they get heated up and all that, and mozzarella, all that fun stuff. It was very simple but very delicious. And of course, like you're eating, and everyone's really cool. Like you could tell, like the kitchen staff is like, all right, we got 30 more minutes, 20 more minutes, and people, like it was weird because they would come in and then they'd leave, and it's like, huh?
Oh no.
Yeah, one of those types of, the anticipation was just killing them. But I told them all, like, hey, we know what we want. We'll be in, we'll be out. And you know me, like I eat really fast. So we were up before 10. It was awesome.
Nice.
And then the best part was that our server, our bartender, said, you need to go check out a couple places. So we're like, okay, cool, let's do it. And I had the following morning for brunch. We woke up rather late, and we went to this place called the Dandelion. And of course, it's an English style pub, and it was really really good. So good, we ate there twice.
Mm,
Um, but we had a French 75. Of course, it's brunch time, so you have to have a little alcohol. And we
naturally.
what?
Naturally.
Oh yeah, but we had a chicken and duck liver parfait, and it was like very moosey, very light. Oh, oh, oh
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh!
I need to understand what the layers were in the parfait before I pass
Here,
judgment on.
there you go. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's that right there, and it was just like a mousse. And
Okay.
it came with cornichons.
Hmm.
Looks like I think it was like some sort of cherry chutney and just like really toasted brioche.
Nice.
Now, I actually ate some of those cornichons because I had to try it, like I wasn't not going to.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, I was like, Melissa will be very proud of me.
that sounds amazing.
And oh my gosh, I love liver to begin with, but when you
Same.
have two different livers and it's airy and it's cold, oh, so good. And then we had a lamb shepherd's pie.
Mm,
Now, I can't begin to tell you how
you
good it
love
was.
lamb.
I love lamb. Yeah, it had just that little bit of gaminess to it, and of course, like they had like broiled cheese on top of those mashed potatoes and all that. So then it got the wheels in my head spinning. So whenever I do my lamb shepherd's pie now, I'm gonna have to do a lamb shank and some
Mm,
ground lamb, and then of course your mashed potatoes, and we could do the cheese. But then you gotta have that shank bone right in the middle, kind of like a cool little garnish. So that's what we need to do. And yeah, but yeah, it was filling just to where like you could go walk it all off. And so we ended up finding a farmer's market, and I
mm.
came across Red Brick Distillery. I got to try a couple of their whiskeys and bourbons and stuff like that. It's crazy because it's like I'm not used to that. Like in a farmer's market, like there's really no alcohol here in Texas, right? But there, it's like they're giving out samples of whiskey, and I'm like, sign me up, heck yeah.
I think you need to make it a point to come to the Dallas Farmers Market because there is a microbreweries, wine bar. Yeah, you take
Yeah,
your pick. Take your pick. Yes, in your normal like smaller markets, you might not find, but definitely at the Dallas one for sure.
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we just kind of hung out and walked around, and let's see, we went back for dinner because we were like, okay, there's a lot of different places, and the few places that I really wanted to go to, it was like a 30-minute car or Uber ride, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So we went back there, and we had some beef tartare, we had rabbit pie, and fish and chips. And yeah, everything was just really delicious. Like it was crazy because like you're you think, okay,
You had a
it's
rabbit pie.
yeah, a rabbit pie. And it
Mm,
was just like a rabbit pot pie. That's all it really came out to. And it was just beautiful. Like the puff pastry that came out was just very it was baked perfectly. And then the flavor of that rabbit was just out of this world.
mm,
And the steak tartare, it had like all that Dijon mustard kind of base sauce, and it had
nice.
yeah, it was just it even had came with more pickles, and I ate them. I ate pickles.
You're
So
coming around to the dark side, Steve.
I think so. But the fish and chips was really good too. Like you throw malt vinegar on everything, and then you just enjoy it all, like
Mm.
that fish was just cooked to perfection. It was amazing. I'll say that.
Was it beer battered?
Yes. Is
Did the
there
batter
any other
stay
way?
on?
Oh
No,
yeah.
but some places do other things. But the thing that bugs me the most is when you pull the fish out of the batter. Like, it drives
Yeah.
me insane. So,
Huh. I don't know. Like, yeah, I could see that. But no, the batter stuck. Everything was good, and it was a good time. But we went to like the Museum of Illusion
mm,
Middle East. Like it was just all really cool stuff where like everything just really blew your mind. Like so for example, You do a lot of fun things on the mirror. My wife was just being goofy, and you can see her like,
It's
see,
hysterical. That's so funny.
yeah, like there was just a lot of cool stuff, and let me see, like it was just a very fun learning
That's
experience.
awesome.
It's kind of like a kids thing, but you know what? Like the adults have fun too.
Mm.
And we just had a good old time looking at like one of my favorite optical illusions was like there was this little platform that went down like a little hall, and then the walls are like a giant tube, so they're
Yeah.
turning,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you like fall it over, like trying not to fall over and whatnot. And I went through a couple times and filmed it, and you could just see the camera start to go off to the side because I thought it
I
was really
love
cool.
that.
Yeah.
You did
Now,
that after you ate?
before.
I was gonna say, like, I think I would throw up for sure.
I was glad I didn't
Mm,
because, yeah,
mm. Yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't have. I had a couple of similar experiences at the fair yesterday. I um ate quite a few things before I rode anything, and then I realized the things I was waiting in line to ride were going in circles, and I was like, this might be a really bad idea. Luckily, it was totally fine, but I was like, oh, this could be terrible. Big, huge difference between the North Carolina State Fair and the Texas State Fair is like the North Carolina State Fair has one place where you can purchase alcohol, and I never did find it. I just wanted a beer, just a beer would have been great, but I never find it. Speaking of beer, I'm gonna get one. Hold on just a second.
Yeah, so anytime that you go to Philadelphia, you have to go check out all these different places. Now, this will be year 3 again, and we still ended up at Reading Terminal because there's so much good stuff at Reading Terminal. My monologue is done now. There we go.
Whatever Steve is saying is wrong.
Yeah, right. It was a very short monologue.
I need my makeup beer from not having had one yesterday.
Oh.
But yeah, I just I couldn't find it. But yeah, I had a similar experience. There was a lot of spinning in circles, some fun house mirrors. So fair stuff. Fun times. Fun times.
Yeah. So from the recommendation of Chef Gerardo from De Casa, we checked out Pizza Badia, and dude, that place was good. Like when someone gets excited about like a restaurant,
Yeah,
those people take a lot of pride in what they do, and it was a hard place to find too. You had to go through the alley to get to the entrance and all sorts of stuff, but yeah, it was. That place was the bomb. So we ordered what it was called like a red cat cheese, and it came out like with black pepper cracked on top and olive oil, and then just some like really crunchy focaccia. Oh my god! Like it was, it looked
So
like it was
was it
going to be
like
hard.
burrata or ricotta?
It was rather soft. Let me see. Red cat cheese. I should have done my
You do your
my
homeworks.
yeah, no, but you know me. We aim low, score high here.
Keep the
So
expectations really low.
so let's see. It is, let's see, rustic, washed Ryan cheese is assertive, rich, savory, and brothy with a velvety texture. Made with raw cow's milk and aged in our caves for 2 months, surrounded by natural flora. It was really, really good. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we had a couple cocktails as well. But to go with that, what now, Melissa? What's your favorite cocktail?
Negroni.
Yeah, Ursula had a Negroni. She didn't care for it at first, but it grew on her.
No, really? You didn't tell me that. I got you guys. I got a text message from Steve, and he's like, "Ursula doesn't like this," and I was like, "Well, I can drink it. I'll come drink it."
I know you were just a couple hours away too.
Shout out to Deep River Brewing in Clayton, North Carolina, 4042 chocolate stout. Boop.
Sounds good. But yeah, we had a couple cocktails. Their pizza, so you could go with like a regular pizza, cheese pizza, stuff like that. But it was the number 4, and basically it was just the red sauce, your tomato sauce, a couple anchovies on or an anchovy on every slice, and then just like grated Parmesan. Yeah, that was good.
Dude, I love anchovies so much. I know
I
we've talked about it
typically
before.
don't. I mean, like, I don't hate them, but it just like it piqued my interest, and I had to order it, and it was delicious, and it just like that Napolitani style pizza where like you can eat an entire pizza and not be
Yes.
stuffed
It's
because
like a
it's so light.
12 to 14-inch personal size pizza. Usually there's only one size offered for everybody out there that doesn't know. In the Neapolitan or Napolitano style, and it's super light and airy. Usually some air bubbles form in the crust when they cook. Like that's my favorite part is like the air bubbles around the edges.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, that food was just delicious, out of this world, Man, did I not get everything? I know I took pictures of everything. I think by the last day I was just so full I wasn't like writing down what I was eating. But the day of the game, we went back to our favorite Reading terminal.
Did you eat anything good at the game, Steve?
I typically don't eat at the games because everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
I should have. Maybe next year we'll actually do that. So
I'm a real sucker for the things that they offer at like ballparks and stadiums. Like if it's something special, like in up east, you can get crab cakes right at football stadiums or like baseball stadiums, and down south like at the Rangers. I don't know who owns it or what it's called now, but wherever the Texas Rangers play in Arlington, Texas, you can get like foot-long chili cheese dogs, and I mean, you can get all sort of stuff. I drank a beer once out of a plastic baseball bat. That was really cool. It was like the size of a yardstick, essentially, Steven. So, but it was shaped like a baseball bat. It was pretty sweet. Yeah.
Dang.
I love stuff like that. But you're right. It's always ridiculously marked up. So I totally respect that decision. All right. So after the game, you went where?
So let me see. Before the game, we went to Reading. We went to Pearls because that's like our go-to, and then we just had like, Belgian waffle, my favorite scrapple breakfast sandwich. And and we just hightailed it to the game, made it with plenty of time, had a good time watching the game, watched my Philadelphia Eagles lose. But yeah, like everything was just good. It was a fun time. And then later that night, we ate. So we're kind of walking around, like we were looking for a place to go eat at, and we went to Miss Saigon Vietnamese restaurant.
Okay.
Oh, it was so good. So we ordered like a skinny banh mi with pork, and they came out with like 3 different little tiny sandwiches.
Okay.
And each one was out of this world. And so, of course, like it's all your pickled vegetables, things like that. And it looked almost like a nightclub, It was pretty cool. And then we had a braised pork belly bao, because me and Brad were very fond of one another.
You got a thing going on.
Yep. Along with spring rolls, we got shrimp and pork. And then we got a crab fried rice, because I'm always a sucker for a good fried rice.
It sounds so good.
And of course, we went with a duck fat infused old fashioned, because you can't not do that. So yeah, everything just came out really good. Like they took their time to make everything perfect, and that food was out of this world.
Nice.
And so let me see, there was a place, let's see, Philly cheesesteaks. Why am I blanking on the name? But in Philadelphia, let's see. Everyone, not D'Alessandro's, not Gino's, not Shay's. We didn't go there. Oh my gosh, it's gonna hit me when we're done. But yeah, we had a couple of cheesesteaks, and they were really good. The last day that we were there, we got donuts at the Reading terminal.
Yeah.
And then we went and got a cheesesteak from this place called Uncle Gus's Cheesesteaks, and holy crap.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
What made
Like,
you go there?
so it was a different Philly cheesesteak place like when we went 2 years ago. And last year when we went, it was under construction.
Mm.
But like I wanted to like make sure like, hey, legit. And sure enough, it was. And so we got like the mushrooms, the onions, and then you got to get like the cheese whiz and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But geez, it was good.
Mm.
It was really, really, really good. Probably one of the best cheesesteaks I've ever had. And yeah, like everything that we ate was just out of this world. So let me see. Is there anything else I'm missing? You know, we had, like I said, everything was just a good old time. You know, but what I liked about going over there is, like you're hanging out, you like at Pearls, we always get such a great experience. Like they always take good care of us. And I talked to the owner and I was like, so what's your secret to success? Like you have the same people that are working here. And like, what are you doing? He's like, we have great customers. We take care of our people. And, they just, if you take care of them, they'll stay. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's common sense, but like,
100%.
yeah, and it was common sense, but at the same time, you're just like, oh man, like, like it. I don't know. It's hard to imagine like someone staying at the same place for all these years, and like you see them, and I always tell my wife, hey, she took care of us this one time. She's awesome. Oh, this lady's awesome. Like, and it's just a small staff, and like it's almost like they're all family. But when you go eat there, you're just like, oh, I feel good. I'm happy to be here. And of course, their coffee's like boiling, so you have to sip your coffee very slowly. Angelo's Pizza. So Angelo's Pizzeria apparently is very famous now. It's so famous that I forgot what it was called. But we walked up there. We walked up there, and the line was easily a good 45-minute wait. And so we were like, well, we'll come back. And yeah, we never went back. So we asked a few people that were eating, like, what's better, the cheesesteak or the pizza? Because they had both, and they're like, the cheesesteak's way better. But like, it's weird because they're almost like all these places are starting to use like that sesame seed bread. And whereas like it didn't seem like it before, but man, that bread is so good. So next year we'll have to go to Angelo's. But
Nice.
yeah. So tell me more about your time at the fair.
Well, I have to say that I love that you've been to Philly enough times now that where you have regular spots and then you just keep adding things to your list. Like,
yeah, you kind of have to,
I love, like, I don't know, just kind of like becoming familiar with the city in that way and like having food goals, All right. So the state fair, I kind of admittedly did not do a ton of research going in. There was some timing considerations and I wasn't really sure if I would get to go at all. But last year I didn't get to go at all. And so I was like, well, I really want to try to go. They have contests as well. It's kind of like the Texas State Fair. They'll have contests. They have a media day where all the media comes in and will try all the things, and different influencers can go in and report and everything else when it's just a little bit less crowded. But they'll usually have like all the contestants and like finalists and winners in a big, inside a big pavilion. And then they have everything laid out on tables. There were a few things I wanted to try, including the winner of the best new food that I didn't get to try. But the winner of the best new food was a deep fried lamb chop on a stick. So not on a stick, I guess on the bone, but like it was like a lollipop, but it was deep, it was breaded and deep fried and had sauce on it. I never could find it. It turns out Sunday is quite possibly the worst day to go to the North Carolina State Fair. It was just throngs of people as far as I could see. And I think North Carolinians really love waiting in line for stuff too. I was like, what are we waiting in line for? It kind of reminded me of that episode of The Middle. I don't know if you ever watched that show, but they go to Disney World and they get in a line and they think it's a line to ride a ride, but it's just the line to leave. And then they end up on the other side of the gate and they're like, oh God, but yeah. So they never get to ride anything. Like one line's for the bathroom and the other line is like to get in the park and the other one's to leave. So that's kind of how it felt at times. I was like, oh God, there's so many people here. At any rate, I got introduced to something new. I didn't try it. I have this big rule, and I think you know this, Steve. It's like I will not try things I've already had before. I don't,
Yeah.
somebody asked me yesterday, like, why didn't you eat a funnel cake? Because I've had enough funnel cakes to last a lifetime, and nobody's done anything with a funnel cake that I haven't seen. I just don't. It ain't it. I had 4 or 5 things I wanted to try, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to waste the money on a funnel cake. Like, I know what a funnel cake tastes like. But they had a thing called elephant ears. Have you ever heard of this in relation to a funnel cake?
No.
So an elephant ear is a really similar batter, but it's thicker. So what we would call a dough, and it's yeast leavened, and it has shortening in it, or like lard, essentially the Crisco. And they roll it or hand stretch it into a large elephant ear shape and deep fry it. So it's like a funnel cake without all the little ridges and tunnels and bumps and lumps. And it comes in a lot of the same ways that you can get a funnel cake: powdered sugar, chocolate, strawberries, apple, blueberry, like whatever they've got.
Yeah.
I also really appreciated all the options they had for caramel apples. I'm a caramel apple junkie. They had chocolate covered marshmallows. They had bacon caramel apples. They had caramel apples dipped in mini M&Ms, which is what I ended up with. They had them dipped in sprinkles, Reese's Pieces, freeze-dried Skittles. They had all sort of options, which I thought was awesome. Like I'm a sucker for a caramel apple. Anywhere I see one, I'm not going to pass it up. So I ended up with the one with many M&Ms. It was really good. But what I liked the most is they gave it to me like in a plastic container that fit the stick, so I could take it home and it was no mess. I was able to carry it around for the rest of the time without it like falling down the stick, sticking to my clothes, sticking to me. So I thought that was really fun.
That's why I don't eat caramel apples.
No, not at
No.
all. But do you like apples dipped in caramel?
I mean, it's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's really, really good. But
Yeah.
I'm still kind of being sticky.
Like, yeah. So admittedly, if I had had the space, that was the last thing I got before I walked out of the gate. And I knew that I was going to take it home. So if I had the space to eat it then, I would have eaten it probably hunched over a trash can or like a ditch, because that's just kind of what you got to do. I actually ate it. I cut it off the core and made it into wedges and for easy eating. Anyway, it was delicious. The caramel was really good. There's high quality caramel apples and there's shitty, and this was really good. So the first thing I had as soon as I got there was, and I didn't pregame with anything either. I really should have eaten breakfast. I rolled up to the fair at about 1:30 and hadn't eaten anything. I was like, oh man. I was like, this is bad news. This is bad news. I should have at least had a banana or a protein shake or something, but I did not. And for all of you wondering how the SNAP challenge is going, this was separate money that I already put aside for the fair. I still haven't bought any additional groceries for the house, and I'm rolling through with what I've got in the pantry and freezer. So this was kind of a separate already planned deal. And I was like, well, in this month, in this challenge, these two things are going to have to coexist. But the first thing I had was island noodles. They came in like a little folding, like an Asian food to-go box, like a little foldy box. I walked into the fair and immediately the gate that I went into, I could smell it. And I was like, what is that? I have to go have that. And not only did it help that I was starving, but I was like, I have to go find out what that is. There was a huge cast iron wok behind this guy at a little bitty shack. And it was stir-fried teriyaki chicken soba noodles. And that's what I had. And it was ridiculous. There was cabbage, onion, carrot, broccoli, snow peas. All the vegetables were cooked beautifully, perfectly al dente. The sauce was really, really good. It had sesame seed. Dude, it was ridiculous. I wasn't expecting that at the fair. Texas State Fair doesn't have that. I was like, what is this? I want stir-fried soba noodles. Like, yeah, give me. Yeah, I wolfed them down like they were the last meal I was ever going to have. Like,
we'll fight for them now.
Dude, they were really, really good. The chicken was really tender. Those were delicious. The next order of business was I passed a churro stand that had filled and wrapped churros. So I ended up having a bacon wrapped marshmallow cream filled churro.
Please.
Yeah.
My heart can race only so fast.
Yeah. It was so good. Because I had walked past somebody else and was like, where did you get that? And they had like a bacon wrapped s'mores, like on a stick. So it was like 3-gram cracker across long, like on a 12-inch wooden skewer, all melty, chocolatey, marshmallowy, but it looked like it had been dipped in funnel cake batter, and then it had bacon on the outside. And I was like, hey, fine, sir, where do I find that? They gave me some direction. I'd never been there. I didn't pick up a map, whatever. I was literally just following rides and food. And while significantly smaller than the Texas State Fair, like a little bit harder to navigate, like not as organized. I was like, I don't know what is happening right now. I don't know where I am. I don't know what day it is. It's like, it was
follow your nose.
Dude, it was so busy. I followed my appetite all over the place, but I never could find where the s'mores were, but I passed the churro and I was like, I am going to do that. It was super hot. The marshmallow cream was really, really good. The bacon was super crispy. So I don't know if they par cooked the churro, crisped the bacon after. I don't even want to know. I don't want them to ruin the magic. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. I stood next to a stranger in line at a stand called Hot Chicks. They have a macaroni and cheese layered cup this year, was their new item for the NC State Fair. So this is literally layers of croutons, chicken, mac and cheese, Caesar dressing, and Cheez-It dust.
Wow.
In a really big cup. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not in the, I just had an entire box of noodles. Like I'm really not, I can't do that. I didn't. The Caesar dressing with the mac and cheese kind of skeeved me out. I was like, I see what you're going for there, but I don't appreciate the approach. But I was like, yeah, that's a great idea, but like me. So I overheard a guy behind me in line. He was like, I just don't know. I've never had any of these things. I just don't know if I want to eat a whole thing. And I turned around and was like, my good man, do I have a proposition for you? There's 2 tacos where the tortilla is pancake and the inside is hot fried chicken with egg, bacon, and cheese. They call it the BAD, the breakfast all day. I was like, there's 2 tacos for $10. Would you like to just eat 1 taco? And if you don't like it, I'll pay for both. And he was like, deal. So we had a lovely conversation. This gentleman's name is John. He's a North Carolina native, now lives in Germany, was just home visiting and decided to go to the fair. Hey, talk to strangers. It's not so bad, right? Really lovely dude. We're friends on WhatsApp now. You know, if I ever need anything in Frankfurt, he's got my back. See, this is how you build connections, right? But yeah, those were delicious. The pancakes were sweet and fluffy. The chicken was super spicy. It had buffalo sauce. I was like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I want. So yeah, and then came there was like one stand. It's not even fair to call it a stand. This thing was an enterprise of which sweet thing would you like fried? They had deep fried Uncrustables. They had deep fried Little Debbie's. They had deep fried a few things I hadn't seen. Mars bars, which are huge in the UK. Usually they batter them in beer batter, just like the cod, like for fish and chips. Yeah. I hadn't seen that at the Texas State. You know, they
used 2 different ones. They weren't doing fish and
Snickers,
chips.
Right. They like Snickers, Butterfinger. Yeah. But what caught my eye was the deep fried bacon wrapped Reese's peanut butter cup. So, yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot going on. So I think that they dipped it in funnel cake batter. It was 2 for $8. I was like, who am I to turn this down? I ate both of them. I just decided that I was going to feel bad and it was going to be okay. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I would have done it too.
Really good. Really, really good. It's a whole different, this is the first time I've ever been to the fair alone. So I didn't have 3 or 4 other people there to take bites of everything and help. I would have liked to have thrown down and eaten like I have in the past. I just can't eat that much anymore. I can't do it. So
what rides did you get on?
The rides. So there's one called the Alpine Bobs. I swear they have this at every pop-up carnival. They're like a bobsled theming. It's basically a platform, but the cars are connected together, but the cars hang and they like free swing. And then it goes up and down and around in a circle. So after noodles, tacos, churro, Reese's, got on that and spun in circles. It was super great. I highly don't recommend that at all. I couldn't find the beer. I think the beer would have been a bad choice. I never did find where to get one in the one place where it was available. And so I'm just thankful that all I had was the Diet Pepsi. Steve, did you know that Pepsi was invented in New Bern, North Carolina?
I did not.
So I didn't really put the 2 and 2 together when I moved here, but I would often go out to eat and they would be like, I'd be like, Diet Coke. And they'd be like, we have Pepsi products. Is that okay? First of all, that's never okay. And secondly, they own everything because it was invented here. It's kind of like Dr. Pepper in Waco, Texas, you know? So
Yeah.
it's been a really interesting experience. But yeah, I gave it and had a Pepsi Zero because that's all they had. Apparently,
Yeah.
like proud State Fair sponsor. So, but yeah, so I did that ride. I did the Crazy Mouse. Are you aware of the Crazy Mouse?
What the heck is a Crazy Mouse?
The Crazy Mouse is a low thrills. It's a low thrills roller coaster. Essentially, you're all seated face forward in a round car that looks like a mouse, and you're all kind of facing the same direction. It goes up this long clickety click hill, like click, 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 and it's like climbing an altitude. When it gets to the top, it free spins on the track as it goes up and down and around corners. It also holds on to the track underneath the car. So when you're looking over the edge, you're just staring at death the entire time. Yeah, super fun. Super fun. So I had a fun conversation with David Dollar, our friend over at the Main Street Electrical Podcast, that the Disney money that you spend makes you feel safe. I was talking to him about how I won't even speed in my car, but I'll ride all the rickety carnival rides. I'll take my life in my own hands for a funnel cake and a cotton candy. It's okay. So yeah, I got on that. I did another spinny ride at Texas called the Love Bugs. It's a faster version. Basically the centrifugal force, if you can't ever remember if it's centrifugal or centripetal, but I'm sure somebody out there will let me know that I was wrong. It's the force, like if there's two people in the car, it basically forces you to the outside of the circle and you're like smashing each other.
The spaceships.
Exactly. You're smashing each other the entire time. Well, they let me sit by myself, which I thought was an interesting choice because the only thing that's keeping you in there is one straight across bar. There's no seatbelt or clip or clasp or anything, right? So at one point it picked up full speed and here I am with both arms in the air. There's significantly less of me now than there was the last time I rode anything like this. I came all the way off the seat when it reached top speed and I was like, yeah, let me hold on now. Thank you.
That's crazy.
It was slightly terrifying, so I had to wash down that slightly terrifying with street corn nachos, Steven. Street corn nachos were spectacular.
Was it Rico's cheese?
There was a little Rico's cheese involved, but then like the cotija and the parm on top. And then the paprika and the cilantro and the crema. There was street corn everywhere, all types of Takis crusted, hot Cheetos crusted. You could get esquites, which is, street corn in a cup, like the layered cup with the mayonnaise and the crema and everything else. Or you can get like the, straight off the cob. And they had all sort of things you could shake onto all of this like fresh roasted corn. The North Carolina State Fair food offerings are really interesting, right? They had totally different things than Texas. There were North Carolina style burgers and dogs everywhere. So that's chili and coleslaw. Pimento cheeseburgers everywhere. Obviously, there was barbecue everywhere. But they had a lot of what I would consider, like the Texas State Fair has they have a big food pavilion. Whereas at the North Carolina State Fair, as far as I could tell, everything was, almost all the edible things were outside. And so it was a lot of all of the same, but in different locations. So let me make this make sense. There would like be a gyros place, and then there would be like a sausage, peppers, and onions place, and there'd be like hot dogs and hamburgers, and you could find those same 3 more of those however far away you walked. So it was really interesting because I look at things like that and I go like, I could go to a Greek restaurant and get gyros, right? Like, or I could go to a sports bar and get Italian sausage, peppers, and onions, right? Uh-huh. So it's just, there's things that I think of when I think fair food and things that I don't. And I don't know if that's quote unquote fair way to judge, but you see what I did there?
It's still funny.
So funny, so punny. But there's things that I just consider fair food and other things that I don't. Besides the caramel apple that I took home, Steven, the thing that I got was Korean corn dog. Have you been into the Korean corn dogs?
Korean corn dog. No, but it sounds like it would be very delicious and full of like QP mayo and stuff.
Yeah, not quite. The Korean corn dog craze is an interesting one. They have like a lot of the times the inside of the corn dog will be half string cheese and half all beef hot dog. Or you can get them that's all cheese on the inside. Even the traditional, what we would consider corn dog batter, like kind of cornbread-ish, sometimes they roll that in sugar and still put ketchup and mustard on the outside. It's very much a salty sweet deal.
Interesting.
They have a variation that is where it's crusted with little cubes of fried potato, basically home fries all over the corn dog. And that's what I got. So it was half beef, half cheese on the inside and home fries all over the outside. And I put ketchup and mustard on it. It's still kind of sweet on the outside. This particular stand I went to is apparently been made TikTok famous here in North Carolina. They have Takis crusted Korean style corn dog. They have hot Cheetos crusted. They also have traditional, and then the pièce de résistance is the Fruity Pebbles crusted Korean style corn dog.
Oh.
Famous for the cheese pool. And I didn't get it. I couldn't, that's, the hazard of like trying to get content when you're by yourself is like, there's no flattering, not inappropriate way to take a selfie of yourself as a female eating a corn dog. There's just not. But the cheese, I can speak for the cheese pool. The cheese pool was beautiful. It was delicious. So I like crushed that entire corn dog while it was really hot because there's nothing worse than cold grease to me. And then, I got the Korean corn dog and the street corn nachos at the same stand. So that's what we were working with. I thought it was really interesting. I was like, yes, give me all these things.
You got a total of how many things by yourself?
I got 6 things alone, but I convinced strangers to go in halvesies on 3 things. So we had ordered 2 orders of the deep fried Reese's with kind of the promise that like, hey, if you hate this, I'll eat the rest of it, which I'm glad didn't happen because it was like, I need the 2. I got the 2. I got this. They loved it. The 2 tacos, John and I split. And then the churro, I let a person try, but like I ended up eating it. So they were like, I want to try this before I spend the money on it. They ended up ordering one. So
nice.
Yeah. I'm a sweet and salty fiend, so I don't need any convincing. I'm pretty open to those things. I almost got the Fruity Pebbles dog, but I really wanted the potato.
I'm just a good food fiend.
Yeah. Food fiend.
Yeah.
For most things, I really think I spent 5.5 hours and I feel like I got the total experience. The Texas State Fair is a little bit different. You can kind of go like 12 hours, but there's a lot of alcohol there. So it's like, how long would you like to be sunburned or drunk?
Well, when we went, we didn't really drink much. We just had a ton of food, and we were there for quite a while.
It was a long day, but it ended up being really hot. I remarked to somebody yesterday, this was the first time I'd ever been to the fair and not been hot. So it was just a beautiful 75 all day. And at one point it started drizzling and it was cloudy. So I honestly couldn't be mad at it. One of the things I tried, I don't consider a food. I did get a muscadine grape cider slushy. So it kind of tasted like a wine cooler. Muscadine grapes, like super tannic skin. So it tastes like wine, which I don't enjoy eating them as a grape. Like, but they're very big here. Muscadines and scuppernongs, the things that they make kind of country style sweeter wines out of. And they had it in a slushy. And I was like, yes, take my $7. Let me try this slushy. So.
Yeah, that sounds like it was good. How's your beer, by the way?
The beer's great. I ordered this chocolate stout. My good friend Caroline came down to hang out with me with her baby, and we ordered this chocolate stout. We had bought a lot of sweets at the farmer's market, and so we wanted kind of a more stout-esque, chocolate coffee nut type beer to go with. We wanted like a dark beer to sip on. We ended up splitting them, and then we put Breyers makes. She doesn't do like full-on dairy, so we DoorDashed Breyers oat milk vanilla ice cream and made floats with the beer, which was fantastic.
You know what's funny is I have so much dark beer in my beer fridge, and I haven't even drink dark beer. Like,
do you cook with it?
I'm just gonna have to. Like, I'll drink a dark beer, but like I have to share it with friends because it's like I can't drink a whole one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this year now I'm starting to like think of, okay, how can I cook off this coconut porter beer and how can I cook off this dark chocolate porter and this and that. So we'll get creative when it starts to cool off.
So the beer bread recipe where you do like the self-rising flour to like a beer. I don't know if you've ever experienced. I think you've made that recipe before, or maybe we've talked about it. But like,
Maybe.
it's basically like self-rising flour plus the yeast in the beer and the alcohol. Like it does the job. You could work the beers into there. Like I bet those dark beers would make an incredible like cheddar bread, like sharp ass cheddar or like English white cheddar and a dark beer with like self-rising flour, and I think that would get it. So
I think I'm gonna braise down some lamb shanks with dark beer. So I made chili, Texas chili, was it last week? And I cooked it down with like chicken broth, but I also used like a dark beer, and it just turned that chili like black. It was awesome. It was so
it sounds
rich.
so good.
It was so rich, so delicious. But I mean, it was awesome, you know. Like, and it was funny because I took a few sips of that beer, and it was like a 9.5 ABV. And I was like, why am I starting to feel kind of lightheaded now? You know?
Good grief, man!
I know.
Yeah.
I can drink good whiskey straight, like for a while, be fine. That dark beer was like, oh, that's potent.
It really sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
It does. But I was just gonna say, like, there's so many places that do a really great job of like a Guinness beef stew or like braising such and such thing down in a dark beer. But I love that. I love that stuff. It makes really good like for marinades too. I think I know which coconut porter you're talking about though, and I hate it. Sorry. It tastes like sunscreen to me. So.
Well,
it tastes like sunscreen smells. To each their own. There's 5,000 different kind of beer out there for that reason.
Oh, we're gonna have to do that. Budgetbites.com beer bread. We're gonna have to try that.
Yeah, I just shared with Steve. There's a ton of recipes you can find out there, but I just did a quick search on the Googles. Essentially, you can use self-rising flour, but what it comes down to is just basic quick bread ingredients with a beer and cheese.
So since we're in the fall season, a little bit of pumpkin and dark beer in one of those breads, you think it would
100%. Yeah, 100%. And then for the you could probably just get away with, honestly, I don't know if you would need to replace something in the bread. There's not much other liquid besides the beer, and if you put the pumpkin in there, it could weigh the dough down too much, or it might not work like totally correctly. But yeah, I don't think it would hurt it. Maybe you could go half beer, half pumpkin, half cooked pumpkin. So.
And then you blend that puree up with your beer, and then throw some Breyers half dairy ice cream. Oh wait, no, you'd have to blend the pumpkin and the ice cream together.
You like pumpkin, so have you done like a pumpkin shake?
No.
I mean, I feel like you could do coconut porter pumpkin float and you could do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's in your future. So.
I feel like that should be in my future too.
Tonight.
Well, I'll have to figure that one out. That's going to be awesome.
So there were so many things I wanted to try at the fair yesterday, and I didn't get to. So I just know that some of the winners of the food contest this year will be back next year. So it's just now I have like something to look forward to, and now I know where to look around. It really gave me a great appreciation for the people I've introduced to the Texas Fair over the years, because I'm like, they had me to lead them around. Like I didn't have anybody, and I didn't know where I was just flying blind. I was like, whoa. I was like, I can't imagine how intimidating. And this thing was a quarter of the size of that one. I was like, damn.
Still sounds like you had a blast.
I had a blast. So there's some things that I want to try. They've got like Brazilian chicken. They have like a bulgogi out there. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things I didn't get to. So I'm going to have to kind of make a list of goal foods and really go with the appetite.
Nice.
So when's the next Philly trip, Stephen?
Next year, 2026.
God
willing.
Well, by the time this airs, I will be almost in the middle of the ocean on my way to Aruba. And we can talk about all the things I ate on my 8-day cruise.
It's just a 3-hour tour.
A 3-hour tour. Exactly. So, including my Caribbean cooking class I'm taking for my 40th birthday on
Hell
the beach. Yeah.
Nice. I expect lots of pictures.
All the pictures. I'll try to be a really good content maker.
I mean, pay attention to what you're making, but also take some pictures.
Be present, have a good time, and be emotionally available, but also get the pics or it didn't happen.
Beach selfies.
Beach
Faux
selfies. Faux show. Well, Steve, I had a blast, but we got to go.
Bye-bye. Bye.